Now, for those who have a Libra rising sign in the D9 chart, in your Navamsa chart, which means your first house of your ascendant or your zodiac sign in the Navamsa chart, the first house is the Libra sign. So, it's very important to look at Saturn's placement in the D9 chart in its transit, because the D9 chart is a chart of higher probabilities, not possibilities. Remember, I've said this in many videos. The D1 chart is a chart of possibilities, but the D9 chart is a chart of probabilities, higher probabilities. The higher probability of an event happening is more seen through the finer placement of a planet in the D9 chart. So, Saturn transiting into the Pisces sign, you should be able to see it with your placement of Saturn, the natal Saturn in your D9 chart, which means in your natal chart, in your birth chart, where is Saturn placed in your D9 chart? Is it placed in the Lagna? Is it placed in the 10th house? Is it placed in suited debilitation in the 7th house? Is it placed in sign of transformation and change in the 2nd house? So all that you have to see that connection with Saturn's transit in the Pisces sign. So if Saturn is placed in the 10th house, now going into the 6th house in transit, so that will have a bearing on your work. If it rules the 12th house, now going into the 6th house, then service getting connected to foreign lines, or a change or a transformation connected with knowing people with foreign connection, that will come by. So that connection is important. Secondly, Saturn's rulership of what houses? Saturn here rules the 4th house and the 5th house. Now going in transit into the 6th house. So higher probability of change coming in through your domestic life, in your domestic arena, in your daily conveniences. But it could also mean that your domestic life is also getting affected by some competition, which means there is some trouble at work, some trouble with people who are working below you or subordinates, because of which your domestic life may also get affected, or your ability to make assets get affected. For example, if somebody else steals a growth over you or promotion over you, because Saturn is going into the 6th house of promotion, then your some plan to make new assets, to make some investment, say for example, of the 4th house, a new home, land or conveniences may also get affected. So, as I said, the dignity of Saturn in your D9 chart will have a strong bearing, a high probability also. Then the 5th house, the Saturn rules becomes very important, because Rahu is transiting into the sign of Aquarius in a few weeks. So Rahu will increase the hunger and greed of Saturn to be able to make higher effort and to be able to make gains, which can also be connected to foreign lands. But that change may also be sudden, which means without realizing, suddenly the ability to be able to make more money. Why money? Because Saturn's third aspect, the aspect of effort, is on the 8th house of suddenness, but in the sign of Taurus. And Saturn also aspects the 3rd house itself, with the 10th aspect of the house, the 10th aspect of karma, work. So through your work effort, you may able to steal a march over your hidden enemies, and sudden transformation, sudden ability to make money, which may be connected to foreign companies, foreign clients will also come by. So keep this in mind. And because Jupiter and Ketu will also aspecting your 3rd house, Jupiter will expand the ability to work harder, to be able to influence people, while Ketu will separate you from one entity, one thing which may not bear or which may not be good for you or suitable for you. So keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind where Saturn is placed in your D1 chart and what dignity, and then be able to connect with Saturn's placement in your D9 chart, because without looking at Saturn's placement in your D1 chart, only looking at the Saturn's placement in D9 chart is not enough.